I have watched with interest the debater programs in Sinhala and Tamil. I must congratulate the Maharaja organization, the MTV, for this initiative, for having these debater programs in all 3 languages. The possibility of letting you youngsters, the young ladies and gentlemen, if I may call you in that way, who are the future leaders of this country, to be able to project your talents at a national level and to interact with each other, to interact with your friends from all around the country, I think is an absolutely wonderful opportunity that is presented by the organization. So aside from that factor, the fact that these programs are inspiring the youth of this country to be more confident persons, to be able to bring out your hidden talents and to display those talents at a national level, I think are immensely very important. We know in every society it is those orators, people who can speak very well, express themselves, are the important people. They are the ones who are leaders. I'm not necessarily talking about politicians. Even at the level of community leadership, it's those with these great oratorical skills who have mastered the art of communication, who are chosen in many ways to represent the public. Communication, having analytical skills, those are really the hard skills, because those are the skills that really go to shape a society. I also want to point out that in the most prestigious seats of learning, even today, perhaps the most important persons, or I would say the students, are those who are in the debating team. If you look at the Oxford Union, we also have from Sri Lanka very distinguished members of that Oxford Union, such as Mr. S.W.R.D. Bandaranayake, we have had Mr. Lalit Daturat Mudali, then we have had Mr. Lakshman Kadirgama. They rose to become great leaders. So I think that history we should not forget, and we must put debating into that historical context. So the key to debating is persuasion, the art of persuasion. It is not, I would say, a moral position or ethical position that you are expected to take in debating. So at the heart of debate should be your fine grasp of the issue. Ideas must be very, very clear in your head. So you should have processed that. The art of using a language. How do we use words? How do we express ourselves? This is very colorful. This is what makes a debater very stylish, the art of language. There's another feature of democratization about debating which is very important, and this is something we emphasize in training lawyers as well. That is the respect that you must have for your opponent. Your opponent is not your enemy. You are dealing with ideas. All these skills come together. I just want to finish by quoting from the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, which gives to us the essence of education as it ought to be, which to me distills the essence of philosophies about education that have come from ancient times to modern times. And it very simply says that in Article 26 of the Universal Declaration, it says everyone has the right to education. So it's a human right. Then it goes on to say education shall be directed to the full development of the human personality and to the strengthening of respect for human rights and for fundamental freedoms. If we can just achieve that, I think that society is a winner.
The Debater, brought to you by
You always forget what people say, you forget what you say, but you will never forget how something makes you feel. There's a famous saying that goes, people will forget what you said, but they will not forget how you made them feel. And remember that when you're debating. Guys standing and waving their arms around and screaming and shouting doesn't work. All right? You need to remember that you don't have a captive audience. I can talk to you guys for 3 hours. There's nothing you can do. You have to sit here and listen to me. But when you're at home, what can you do? Alright, so remember, your screaming and shouting that you did on stages in school will not work. You have to engage the audience. Now how do you do that? You got to make them feel what you feel. You have to believe in abortion or against abortion. You truly have to believe, and you have to convey that belief to the people who are watching you on television. That is what television is all about.
The Debater, Path to the Championship. 22 teams will battle it out in round 1. 11 will emerge. You have the chance to salvage 6 teams. These 6 teams will battle it out, and 3 will survive to go on to round 2. In round 2, 14 teams will cross swords. Seven will make it. It will be your final chance to save 2 teams. Your choices will face off and 1 will survive. The quarterfinals, 8 teams. 4 winners. The semi-finals, 4 teams. The best 2 teams will meet in the grand finale of The Debater. The matchups for round 1. Nalanda College Colombo versus Thurston College Colombo. Girls High School Kandy versus Holy Family Convent Colombo. Ananda College Colombo versus Wycherley International School. DSN Anayaka College Colombo versus Hindu Ladies College Colombo. St. Sylvester's College Kandy versus British School Colombo. St. Lawrence's Convent Valavatta versus St. Mary's Convent Mathura. Lyceum International School versus Kingswood College Kandy. Ramanathan Hindu Ladies College versus Sri Dharma Loka Kalania. Zahira College Mathale versus St. John's College Jaffna. Wesley College Colombo versus Rahula College Mathura. Hillwood College Kandy versus Muslim Ladies College.
Ladies and gentlemen,
good morning, Honorable Head Table, members of the opposition, honorable adjudicators and members of the House.
In the same town which I live in, there could be a murderer next door.
Why can't Sri Lanka, being also a developing country, increase its retirement age?
It's just once in 6 years.
What if they don't want to?
for each younger person who collapses, there will be at least 10 more old people collapsing.
All of us as individuals wear a seatbelt because the government infringed upon our freedom of choice, and today we wear it because it's for the betterment of our own safety.
We believe that the side proposition is failing in their duty.
My dear opposition, I have in my hand the penal code.
Your basic rebuttal is absolutely redundant.
We believe they have the right to do that.
And also I would like to state the fact that the government is made by the people, for the people and of the people. And of the people states, isn't that?
That is according to an American president. We are not talking about America, we are talking about Sri Lanka.
The Commonwealth does not understand the ground situation in the countries.
As the first speaker stated earlier, rapists were rehabilitated and it was effective.
Ladies and gentlemen, according to the proposition, the criticisms did take place.
But still, they were influenced and they did commit that crime, which means they should be punished, as you just stated.
ever seen a newspaper article or newspaper which comes without an employment page?
It clearly proves that this is not a continuation of the colonial legacy, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, sir.
People fear nothing more than death. Therefore, nothing will deter a criminal more than the fear of death. Life imprisonment is less feared. How is it possible then that a criminal will change his life in order to not commit the same crime again?
Sir, you yourself stated that the Commonwealth Organization accused Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka is a part of the Commonwealth Organization.
I mean, gentlemen, do you seriously believe if we did not go in there and take down the terrorists, we would have been living like this?
Ladies and gentlemen, I again see that they have not done their homework. Pakistan was suspended in 2006 clearly because they violate human rights, ladies and gentlemen. Shall retire.
Goodbye, tension.
Hello, pension.
Today, we took the first steps into what will become the biggest forum for democratic dialogue for the youth in this country.
We joined hands with some of the most amazing and inspiring personalities, such as Dr. Deepika Udagama, Ms. Nedra Veera Singha, Mr. Ashoka Dias, as well as Mr. Shavan Daniel.
Next week, it will be the first matchup.
Girls High School Kandy versus Holy Family Convent.
Tune in as we embark on an epic venture into the domain of competitive argumentation. The benefit of giving a citizen the option to vote because the country as a nation would benefit.
Voting is not a civic duty, but rather it is a civil right.
According to Chapter 3, Article 10. And you're saying that freedom of thought should be abolished?
Then I would like the honourable opposition to first of all tell us as to a right which is absolute, because you kept on stressing on the fact that the right to choice, but we all spoke about the duties and responsibilities.